Welcome back to Cottage Designs by Erin, where now we're going to talk about part 2 of the vintage ice skate. So I had time to color it all in. This is what it looks like. Okay, it's fairly large. There's the skate. I now have to embroider it, and then I also have to make the piece blocks that go around it. So let me show you what I learned. First off, let's pretend we are going to embroider this. You will need a hoop, needles, and a little pair of embroidery scissors. I'm going to move the camera to my hands. So you're going to hoop up your fabric. You're going to take 2 strands of floss. I thought I already got my needle ready, but I guess not. Okay, we're going to start from the back, and I am going to tie a little teeny tiny knot. Now the directions suggested that you put a piece of white muslin on the back so that if your threads travel or something, you know, you won't be able to see them, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to go from here. So when you backstitch, you take your first stitch. It's going to look like the size of a staple. Then you're going to come up about the same distance as the first stitch, and you are going to travel your needle back towards you. Come up about the same distance, and then bring your needle back towards you. And they almost look like little hyphens or little, about the size of little staples across your design. Okay, so let me get closer so you can see this. And the goal is to have all your stitches about the same size. Okay, so that is how you would do your back stitch. All right, next it gives directions on the squares to cut out. We need 56A from a cream, 168. These are all 2-inch from a cream and pink floral. 112 mocha. Instead of mocha, I went with a Victorian black because this has poinsettias on it. And I think that is a vintage Cranston print. Nope. Joanne Messamore. Oh, it is Cranston. Joanne Messamore for Cranston. So this is a Christmas print. It's got poinsettias in here. Here's one. So that's what I'm using because my living room is black and white. And then, so then we have to have 112 some kind of pink. So I just went with that one's not the right size. I just went with the plain old solid pink cotton that I had. All right, so this is A, this is B, C is the poinsettia, and D is the solid. So you cut all those out using whatever method you want to use, whether you use a template or you use a rotary cutter. And then what I did to keep myself straight, because this gets very confusing, I taped them inside the pattern, A, B, C, D, because the next go around, the next set of directions is going to tell you the order to put these in. Okay, so now I did find an error. This B was not here. I wrote that in. It just says A. So I made the corner square solid white, A with A, but it really probably should have been A with B. I'm not going to get upset about it because that just means my outside corner is going to be white. Okay, but this should be a B right here. Okay, now what do you need to know? After you sew them together, you're going to match them up like it says. Let me see here. 56 pairs of an AB, which is the cream and the pink floral. All right, you can draw a line down it and you sew on the line. But then it wants you to cut them apart using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So you can use an add a seam ruler. I'm using this old 90s, which is the same thing as an add a 1/4 ruler. And you draw your little line, and then you cut it off. And then, whoop, didn't get it all the way through. So then now this piece is the right size. So then you start following this diagram and you put them in the order that it says to put them in. When all that is finished and you've sewn them all together, you will have a pinwheel block that looks like this. And I don't know, I haven't decided if I want to do this or not. This has 30 pieces. You have to have 14 blocks of 30 pieces each, which is quite a bit. But my main thing is, it's just really confusing trying to get these patterns down. And so that's why it's good if you tape them to the paper. I don't know what I did with that now. Okay, so let me bring the camera back up. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. You are going to trace your design, which we clearly did. Then you're going to color it in, which I showed you how to do that. Once you have it all colored in, you're going to lay about 3 paper towels, all still joined together, on top of this, and you're going to heat set it with an iron. After you do that, it's now ready to be embroidered. So I just showed you how to do the back stitch. After you do the back stitch, you are then going to cut out all your blocks. I hope I didn't say 2.5. I meant 2 inches. Cut out all your blocks 2 inches. Get them in organized piles. A cream, B cream and floral print, C black, D solid. And then you're going to start sewing it together. Once you sew the center line, you cut off the excess 1/4 inch. And that'll give you all your little blocks that you're going to sew like a kite through your machine. You're just going to run it through. And then you start sewing your block together. Now, when you sew your block together, this row is going to go to the right. This is going to go to the left, right, left, when you press it so that it'll all line up. All right. And then this gives you that swirling design, which is on the outside of the quilt. It's darling. It's going to be time consuming, but I think it's very well worth it. And then once, of course, you have it finished, you have it quilted. And then once it's quilted, you can put any sort of embellishments that you want to on it. So I hope you like my video. Tell me what you think of it. Is this a project you think that you might want to do or not? The biggest word of advice, though, is to label your fabrics A, B, C, D. So when you start sewing it together in this block, you can get your pinwheels going the right direction so that your block will be correct. Please like and subscribe and come back for more ideas. Thank you.